Yeah, please go ahead.
I would now like to request the Ministry of Women to come forward and present their budget. Anya Jha and team, please come forward.
Ma'am, I want to present the screen.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Our ministry plays a critical role in ensuring the welfare and development of women and children across the country. And it is essential that it receives the resources to carry out its mandate effectively. Over to you, Shivani.
For the ministry, the largest budget allocation has been for the ICDS, Integrated Child Development Services. Any family with per day income of less than $4 with a child should get all the food that is required to meet the daily nutritional value. Apart from that, we are allocating funds for spreading awareness and running campaigns to promote healthy and balanced diet to encourage families to feed their children nutritious food. The amount will be 21,000 crores. Over to you, Vanshika.
We propose 3,500 crore through partnership with the local organization.
Vanshika, you are not audible. Please speak loudly.
We propose 3,500 crores through partnership with the local organization. We propose to provide self-defense training.
Vanshika, you're still not audible.
Can you please switch on your camera so that we can see you?
Vanshika, please respond.
Her camera is switched off. Switched on. I can see her.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible now.
Okay. We propose 3,500 crore through partnership with a local organization. We propose to provide self-defense training programs for women. These programs will teach women physical self-defense techniques as well as strategies for avoiding and escalating dangerous situations. Our ministry is working together with the Ministry of Laws in making and electing laws that protect the rights of women to use self defense and ensure that they are not unfairly punished or held responsible for defending themselves.
Government can strengthen the labor inspection system to ensure that employees are compliant with wages and labor laws, promoting bargaining. A budget of 500 crores will be invested to create a mechanism that ensure that the pay for men and women are equal. These inspections would be conducted semi-annually. Over to you, Shivani.
There are people living in villages with daily income of less than $2. How do you expect them to buy sanitary napkins which cost more than their whole day income or even more? We have to promote the use of eco-friendly sanitary napkins. All the Anganwadi in the country would be provided with sanitary napkins, which they can provide to the rural women at the subsidious rate, which will also help the startups which are producing eco-friendly sanitary napkin. A budget of 400 crore would be given. Over to you, Vanshika.
We propose 200 crore, which will be used to appoint women psychologists in public healthcare centers, and an additional 100 crore for women to seek legal help if required. 300 crore would be given to Nari Udyami Yojana to support women to open their own businesses and become financially independent.
We would like to conclude this presentation by highlighting our budget, that is 26,000 crores.
And एंड इट बाय जब है नारी में शक्ति सारी तो फिर क्यों नारी को कही बेचारी.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now I would like to call upon the opposition Ganesha Sachdeva and team to ask their questions.
We would like to ask a few questions from the Ministry of Women and Child Welfare, starting with our question that pregnancy is a big part of a lady's life. So we would like to request the ministry to please put forward the thoughts on the problem of forced pregnancy as well as unhealthy pregnancy in women.
Well, the use of contraceptives is always advised. And talking about the pregnancy in women, if women face any problems, they are always welcomed in the hospitals. And as we also said in our presentation, the mental health issues which many pregnant women face after they give birth, that will also be helped with our policy.
Can we please focus on the forced pregnancies that are forced on by the lady, by the family of the groom or the family of his husband, in-laws, basically?
When, as you said, if this is forced pregnancy, the women should take legal action against the groom or the family. We are also providing aid for that. And as we said, we are talking to the Ministry of Law to make strict laws that these kind of practices are not happening in India.
Thank you. I would like to allow my other ministers to please ask their questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you. So child population accounts for 25.6% of country's population, but still so many issues like issues related to their rights, issues of child labor, child marriage, and so on exist. Your ministry promised to target these issues, and that is why NCPCR was formed. Today, it's been more than 10 years of its formation, but there has not been any significant results. With that, I want to ask that why the budget allocated to NCPCR, CARA, and Central Social Board has not been increased and even neglected in many cases. Thank you.
Well, I don't think the budget is neglecting anything. These issues have been taken into consideration and the government is still working on them. These kind
Yeah.
of things take time, and government is not just implementing any sort of policies without any consideration. They are working on it, and we will see results soon. We are seeing results.
The budget is same from less than 5 years.
Well,
There
if
has
you
not been any increase in it.
well, if you notice, from
Yeah.
the last year, the budget has been increased to 267 crores, if I'm not wrong, in the women industry.
Yeah, I'm
It is
I'm specifically talking about these commissions, like these autonomous commissions.
Well, the budget is increasing. It takes time, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
It is still increasing in the next year. As we mentioned, our budget is 26,000 crores. When the country is a developing country, it takes time for the budget to be allocated to different sort of industries.
Okay, thank you.
The time taking of this, I don't think is suitable for the country. It is like a huge harm and a huge backdrop for the country. I don't think that we should take the budget very slowly. We should increase the budget very slow, like we are doing right now.
Well, it is not slow. It is at a concerted pace. And every year it is increasing. And we hope and we wish that next year's budget includes more and focuses more on these issues.
Sure. Isha, please go forward for your question.
I want to ask that many cases have been reported regarding the issues of safety and dignity of women, especially who live far away from their homes, in hostels and PGs. Like the
Isha, you
recent
are
case
not,
of Chandigarh
Isha,
University.
you are not properly audible. Please speak clearly.
Okay, I'll state her questions, please.
Yeah,
Many
sure. Go forward.
reported regarding the issue of safety and dignity of women, especially who are living far away from their homes in hostels and PGs. Like recent case of Chandigarh University that you might remember. What are your steps on the planning regarding these issues?
So self-defense training, as you mentioned, we have allocated a budget of 3,500 crores so that girls can learn how to fight back and not sit back. And regarding the issue of traveling alone and being
Can
alone,
we specifically talk about the recent case of CU?
I'm sorry.
Can we specifically talk about the recent case of Chandigarh University, a similar one? Like self-defense would not do anything in that case. The girl is seeking legal support, but that has already ruined her dignity, if I'm right. If you think same.
Well, talking about the dignity, it is not the girl's fault. The guilty will have his punishment. He will be punished for what he did.
It was a girl.
But the punishment is not decided by the women ministry. The punishment is decided by the government, and the government needs to decide as a severest punishment as it could be, so that people don't do those kind of things. They fear doing these kind of things when they keep in mind the punishment they would get. So the government need laws need to be changed, and the laws need to make the punishment as severe as they could.
I would like to restate, because there isn't a law that says that no two girls can live together or something like that. As we noticed that the CO case was regarding a girl posting another girl's videos, if you remember.
Strict action should be taken against the girl.
That is what I'm saying, that what are the provisions that these things do not happen, except the strict actions that are being taken. That is a legal thing, right? So what are the preventions of such cases?
That's what I'm saying. The Ministry of Women, we do not decide that the punishment and the punishment that needs to be given to them. It is decided by the laws and government. It is just we decide the budget.
Okay, we can move to the next question. Rebhav, please.
I want to ask something related to that.
Yeah,
If you are
sure, go
mentioning
forward.
a budget of around 3,000 crore rupees in that, can you break down it a little bit and tell the steps you have taken, or for example, how many workshops you have done last year or something like that?
Well, this is at a very initial stage right now. We are
Okay.
planning on conducting more workshops, and especially in our school where there are at least 10% or 25% girl students. It will be mandatory for the schools to conduct these kind of activities or self-defense trainings workshops periodically.
So what do you think? How much percentage of women this is accessible now? Like they has access this service. What do you think? How?
Well, mostly in the urban areas, schools are also very self-aware of this, so they are also
Yeah.
having workshops. But talking about the rural areas, we are still working on it.
Okay.
Prabhav, you may ask your questions now.
According to the budget demand, Mission Shakti has been provided rupees 3,143 crore. So I would like to question the ministry that why the program is not in the effect in all states of India. Why it is limited only in Odisha and UP.
When the government gives a scheme, it's not for a particular state, it's for the entire country as a whole. And the country is thinking.
You are saying that it is not particular for a state. Then why have you not still gone in each state of the country? Please tell.
Well, as you mentioned, Odisha, if it is happening in Odisha, it can happen in the whole country. We live in the same soil, it will happen. It is taking time, it will happen.
How much time will it take? Can you please mention the data?
Yeah.
Because it has already been 7 years, I guess, since the Mission Shakti started, and it has just been implemented in 2 states. These things should move on very fast, because we do not have enough time. We cannot face more crimes against women and children.
Well, there is no particular date. India is a very big country with a lot of population. It is
Can I
happening.
know your pace of working on this problem?
Sorry?
Can I know your pace on working of this problem?
We are moving forward with it. We have allocated an additional budget for safety of women. We have taken into consideration, if 3,100 crore is allocated, we have added another 400 crore for this problem.
Yeah. Last year in Mission Shakti, only last year you promised that every day 20 toilets will be made in our country. But even not one is making, according to the data we have by the journalists and stuff.
Well, there are a lot of steps when it comes to making these toilets and everything for girls. There is corruption in our country, and we are all well aware of that. It takes a lot of money.
That is your issue to remove corruption from your ministry.
Do you really think it is possible to remove 100% corruption from any ministry?
At least not 100%, but 20 or 10 pink toilets per day can be at least reduced to 20 pink toilets in a month,
I'm sorry, you're not audible
at
properly.
least. It happened.
Can you say it again?
Better now?
Yeah.
I'm saying that when you promised 20 pink toilets per day, then how can it be so slow and gradual that 20 pink toilets are not being made even in a month? Like, according to the stats that you have shown, there should be 600 toilets each month, and they're not even 20.
Are you sure there are not even 20 toilets? The
Yes,
government,
I'm
No,
pretty sure
the
because I
pace
have.
of making.
the
We're
pace
talking
of
about
making is the pace of
not
making is
20.
very slow. It is
Yeah.
not even 20 per day. Well, I think that data is it's not correct. You should recheck it. The toilets are being made for the girls. There are being policies made. There are being policies that are implemented, and we are moving at a good pace.
Okay. Another question I want to put is that, like India is in the era of entrepreneurship and startup and stuff. And a major segment of new entrepreneurs come from female population of the country. Now, what are the provisions made to support these female entrepreneurs?
I think we have allocated 300 crores for this purpose. For the to supporting the women's.
Okay. Now, how you are distributing this money? Where is this money spent? Like, what are the campaigns you are doing?
We are seeking to build an institution or campaign so that we can provide the women to start their programs and make them financially independent.
Another thing that I would like to ask that when Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of the country, why has the National Commission for Women Act in 1990 has not been implemented in the state? Like, you can see there are 33 years between the act being made and the current date. 33 years, and the act is still not implemented in the area.
Yeah. And now, if you talk about removal of 370 article, now it has removed. It has been 4 years of removal. So yeah, why the actions are not being taken?
Well, we all know Jammu Kashmir is not a place where it is all safe and sound every time. It is a place where terrorist attack take almost every few months. There are terrorist attack and many people are killed. Government, it is very difficult for the government to work efficiently there because there are protests, there are fights, there are terrorist attacks. So the government is still working on it.
But terrorist attacks should not affect the working of the government. I agree that it somehow does affect the state over there, but we still need to provide safety to children and women, because there are so many terrorist attacks that children and women are assaulted over there as a part of the terrorism. We need to keep them safe from the terrorism assaultment as well as from the local assaultment.
If you have ever visited Jammu, you will know that there are police, there are army officials that are posted there permanently. They are there to help these women and children. They are there posted annually and they help them.
But
Do you
your
think
points
that
are not
is working
allocated.
like properly? And we are specifically talking about the scheme that I told you about, right?
Yeah.
Well, yes, you are correct. Jammu and Kashmir is not effectively a part of the scheme, but within the years it will be.
Sure.
स्कीम को
And
स्टार्ट
another
33 इयर्स हो चुके हैं और आप कह रहे हैं अभी भी टाइम लगेगा, ऐसा क्यों?
जम्मू एंड कश्मीर की हालत जानते हैं, उसमें टाइम लगेगा.
One
अभी
sec-
4 साल पहले वो पॉलिसी हटी है. It is taking time and we have done a lot there.
As you mentioned that JNK you will take more time. Let me show you some stats of Ministry of Education. They have made record number of colleges in Jammu and Kashmir, especially in Kashmir Valley. The Ministry of Transportation have made record railway projects. They have made record highways in the Kashmir Valley. The new Srinagar project has also completed. Why your projects are taking time? Why
And
your
I
money is not
suppose that
allocated?
making buildings and making roads are difficult in those areas than
Yeah.
implementing these schemes.
Well, also the budget allocated to these ministries are more, don't you think?
Yeah, but why you're not allocating? If this scheme has been there, you are allocating in other parts. So you think that in Jammu and Kashmir it will take more money to allocate same scheme?
And even if it does, we can ask for more money because safety of the people is our main objective, is the government's objective.
Anya, you are
Anya,
muted.
you are on mute.
The government is taking it under consideration, and hopefully the next year's budget will include all the policies for the Jammu and Kashmir area as well.
Okay, guys, your time is over.
Ma'am,
So
next question, may I ask?
let's come to an end, right? And well done, team, Anya Chan team and